All right. Can you guys hear me? So, oh man, there's Sniper Bill, Left W, Bobby Barlow, Walter Bunning, buddy, I miss you. Reloader 762, Echoes Reloading Chamber. Hang on, I'm still setting up. Hang on, be right back. Oh man, ah, hang on. I gotta get some dies. Better get a shell holder. Oh, better get a taper crimp die. If I don't get a taper crimp die, Walter's gonna be pissed off. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm having a good day. All right. So I got a lot done this morning. Bad news, really bad news. This is like the worst news. Hang on. All those 9mm I was going to load for you today, I'll finish them like this morning. Yeah, they're done. But the good news is we're going to do some 45 auto. I got to thinking about it. I thought, who would like to just sit and watch me just load ammo? How boring. So I thought, okay, finish those, do some 45 auto. So we're set up for 45 auto. I hope you guys can hear me. So, okay. Oh, bullets. Gotta get bullets. Oh, look who we got here. Looky. Summit City. These were the first bullets that I had, not this actual batch, but this particular bullet, that was the first one I received from Summit City. The 230 grain round nose bevel base. This is an awesome bullet. I love this bullet. I really do. And this was the first bullet that I began weighing in lots. I would like to take 20 of them and weigh them and see what the spread was. And I was comparing them to other bullets. And he's holding tighter tolerances than most of these other companies. So kudos to him. So the bullet we are using for this live stream, here we go. The reason that is ripped up is because I can't count how many times I have done face-to-face on Facebook with guys, helping them, and I have pulled this out, and I've helped a lot of guys set their dies up on this bullet. So this is a great live stream, it really is. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm actually still using the power pistol that I was using on last night's live stream. So my goal is to finish this power pistol off. I just want to finish it, this jug. So pretty quick, we're going to do I'm going to do roll call pretty quick. Roll call. I'm getting set up, guys. That's all it is. You see, I've been busy. So I finished these 9mm this morning, and then we had church, and then we went shopping, and then I came home. Oh, I got to show you this. I'm just waiting for everyone to pile on, but some of you from last night will appreciate these pictures. This is what I've got going. Meatballs. Those are my custom meatballs. Oh. Those were browned just before they got put into there. That's what's cooking in there right now. And what you do, you see that cheese that's on those meatballs? Now, what's on those meatballs is Angus burger, Jimmy Dean hot sausage. I put in my my Pat's hot dust that I showed you guys last night, Italian breadcrumbs. Of course, you got to have the egg in there, but then that's Mexican cheese sprinkled on top of those. So you brown them, and when you're done, whatever's left in that pan, you put right into the sauce. It's incredible. So the awesome Miss Highboy and I, that's what we were working on today, just before the live stream. So here we are. We have 13 on. It's going to be a great live stream. We're going to be working with the Summit City 230 grain round nose beveled base bullet. It's a .452 diameter bullet. It's going to seal great in your bore. It's a high-tech coat. So whatever powder you want to load up with these, you want to load them up long-term, put them back. You don't have to worry about the powder. It won't degrade the high-tech coating at all. So that's what we're going to be working with. So, ready. I want everybody to type, type what you like to cook the most. What do you like to cook? Just kind of curious, getting a feel for you guys here. What do you like to cook? It could be smoking something on the grill. It could be just flat out barbecuing. It could be, you know, a turkey. It could be baking cookies. I like cookies. And I'll call y'all. We're going to call y'all off. What do you like to cook? Tony C. Everybody welcome Tony C. He says steak. Man after my own heart. If it's meat, I'm there. No vegetarians in this household. Uncle Milty, a steak. Marty Mac 63, chicken cutlets, very good. Ooh, Walter Bunny, I bet he makes a really killer chili. I'd like to try that, buddy. Macman 39 reloading curry, interesting curry. Barbie Bottle, whatever my wife is cooking. He's a smart man. He's a logical kind of guy. Yeah, right. And he doesn't push a vacuum either. He's laughing right now. No, I don't. Info Brother, smoked pork loin that I cut into steaks. Yum, yum, yum. Gun-loving grandpa is in the house. Okay, so here we go. We're ready to roll, ready to rock and roll. So we always start out with a recipe. You got to have a recipe, right? And these are all our regular guys. You know this, but I have so many guys that get a hold of me and say, they don't want to talk, they don't want to comment, but they say thank you. It's like one every episode gets a hold of me and thanks me, okay? Lev W says, Philly cheesesteak. You cook that? We'd all like a little bit of that, okay? So I love a good Philly cheesesteak. It's hard to find a good one, though. I'll bet yours are really good. That's why you make them. So we're working with the cast bullet. I'm using the Sierra Low Data Manual. The Sierra Low Data Manual, on there, 230 grain full metal jacket. I'm going to shut this door. Air conditioner. Runs so loud. Drowns me out. Yeah, we want to know what's your favorite food to cook, sweetheart. Okay, I have an idea what my wife's going to put. I'm going to put it in my head right now. What's your favorite thing to cook? And I'll see if she gets it right. Okay, I'll see if she gets it right. Okay. Okay, this is what scares everyone with the cast bullet. So we're working with the Summit City bullet, but you go to Missouri bullet, you go to Rimrock bullets, you go to whoever, and you get a cast bullet, and you can't find load data for it. Because a cast bullet is 1,000th larger than a plated or a jacketed bullet. This kind of frustrates you. I get that. Okay, because there's some unknowns we don't know about. For one, that diameter kind of throws us off. Okay, don't worry about that. All that is on a cast bullet is, oh, you see I held the L? The L wasn't for loser, because you're not a loser. It's lasagna. I knew it. So everyone, come on over. My wife is cooking lasagna next weekend. So I knew it was lasagna, and it is so good. It's better than you can get at a restaurant. Okay, so why is a cast bullet a thousandth larger? A cast bullet doesn't have the Brinell hardness that a jacketed bullet does, or say a plated bullet, right? And so what happens is when you have all this pressure coming in on the base of the bullet, you need that extra diameter to seal. So we need to seal the bore. That's all. That's all that is. It's better fit for the bore. It keeps the pressure behind the bullet, pushing the bullet out. Remember, during the travel time, okay, dwell in a handgun is the time the bullet leaves, okay, I think I'm right, leaves the cartridge until it exits the muzzle, your dwell time. I suppose dwell time could actually be from the point the primer is ignited until it exits the muzzle. I'm going to look that up so I know what I'm saying, but in other words, during this dwell time, you got to keep the pressure behind the bullet. Remember, your pressure is actually trying to beat the bullet out the muzzle. Once it can beat the bullet out the muzzle, you're going to lose your pressure. You're going to lose performance on the bullet. So what we need on a cast bullet, because it's softer, we need it to really fill that muzzle tight. It's got to be tight. If we can do that and then have a good lube, hardness, or a coating, and in this instant, Summit City is using the high-tech coating. Some of the problems, Walter Bunning can tell you this, some of the powder coatings, they won't stand up to some powders. High-tech will stand up to all of them over time, so you can load these up, you can store them. So now we have a bullet that's a thousandths over, whether it's Summit City, Rimrock, Missouri bullets, whatever, okay? So now, your Sear bullet is a thousandth smaller. It's harder. A jacketed, okay, I hear Brinell hardness on a jacketed bullet is somewhere from 32 to 50, somewhere in there. I don't know what it is. I'm not in that world. But that's certainly harder than a cast bullet. Much harder, okay? So you can push that bullet harder. So a lot of guys, when they get the cast bullet now, they're like, well, I don't know what load data to use. But if you just think about it, since diameter really doesn't play an issue in this, if we just take our load data sheet out of our Sierra load data manual, or whatever load data manual you have, it could be a Spear, a whatever, a Lyman cast bullet, right? As long as you are working low and working up, you're going to be just fine. And you can begin working up, watching for signs of pressure. Now, this is just me personally. This is me personally talking. I'm not a professional. Take what you want, leave what you don't. But I'm shooting my 45 auto through multiple pistols. So I just want one that's going to go bang, 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 bang. And it has to work through all our pistols. That's the reason for this. The reason for this isn't necessarily helping you to get a accuracy load. Now, you might want to get an accuracy load if you're competing. You only have one semi-auto pistol. But where I have a whole bunch of 45 autos, I just need one that can be a lot like factory, that I can shoot through all of them. So with that, I'm going to use the lightest charge that I can get away with for all my pistols. One reason, the lighter the charge I go, the less pressure. Therefore, I get more loads out of my cases. 2, the easier it is on my pistols. 3, the less recoil I have, right? But I do got to tell you guys, I kind of load my 45s a little hot, not real hot, but I like some bang behind it. I like a little bit of push behind it. So what I do is I just find a load that functions well for 45 auto, and I call it good because I'm running it through multiple. If I take one of them and get an accuracy load, well, that might not be true for all my 45s. So if I just get one that functions a lot like a factory round, I can go out and I can bang steel targets with any of my pistols, and every one of those pistols functions flawlessly with those loads. I've done my job. Now, I had a message come through since last night's live stream. I found this interesting. I'm not in the world of going to tactical classes and what have you, but I guess tactical classes, they're really against reloads because they fail. And I responded back to this guy. You know, I told him if I was going to go take a class on how to shoot better, how to be more tactical, I would probably go by factory. Well, maybe not in today's world because you're going to pay an awful lot if you can find it. Today, it's kind of hard to find anything, right? But I'm just saying per principle. If you're going to go into a classroom setting and you're going to pay a lot of money, the last thing you need is to have issues with your ammunition cycling. You've got a lot of money into this and you're trying to polish your skills. This isn't a time to figure out your reloads. But I did tell this guy something. I know my reloads, they work. And your reload should be just as good as factory, if not better. The only reason I wouldn't use factory in a classroom setting isn't because of my skills. It's because range cases or previously fired cases can fail you, whereas new, your chances are much better. So just take that information. I don't know. If I was starting with all new cases, or I had all Starline cases shot the same amount of times out of the same pistol, then I would bank on my reloads. Absolutely. And that's the whole point of this, is you being able to set your dies up to where your case is chambered, okay? Jerry Bear Tactical, got you in the house, brother. Hey, Critter 9A. So this brings us to our power pistol. This is what I'm running. This is what I always run for any 230 grain round nose for my 45 auto. So last night I'm running, my recipe was 5 grains, but I hit 5.2. I don't care. I'm going to go bank still with these. 2/10 off for what I was loading last night. Great, go have fun. Okay. For my 45, I'm going 6. So on power pistol, for my 9, on my round nose, 124 grain, I go 5 grain. Then on my 230 grain round nose for my 45, I go 6. 5 and 6, easy to remember. Can't mess that up. If this comes out 2.6, whatever, I'm going to load them up. I don't care. Okay. I just want to go bang some steel. So here's our recipe out of our serial load data manual. Your listing of powders goes from nitro 100 down to number 7. And so I'm running power pistol. I love it. Another really good powder on there, okay, that's 700X. I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted to run 700X today, but I want to finish off this power pistol. 700X is a very respectable powder out of a pistol just for banging targets in. You're gonna load a little cheaper with that and get great trigger time. Okay, so we got our bullets, and so on our Summit City bullet, it's beveled base. So now when we expand the mouth of the case, when we seat this, because it's got a beveled base kind of rounded at the base, we're not going to shave the base of the bullet. That's really big. And once you shave the base of the bullet, all accuracy is gone. is gone. Jeff MOA. He says Power Pistol and Accurate number 7 are my favorites. Accurate's a very slow burning powder and puts a good thud out on these. I liked number 7 for 45 auto actually. So very good powder. So there's our bullet. The cases. Now we got to talk about this. Last night I talked about. I really got into kind of like case fit with using a carbide die and a titanium carbide or a carbide die. Well, I want to show you guys something. I didn't plan on doing this, but what do you say we do it? Give me just a second here. I'm going to put us on screen share. I didn't plan on this, so I got to kind of look for this. I don't know what. Okay, here we go. You're going to see a different screen here. Share screen, screen share, Chrome tab. Okay. So this is the SAAMI website. And here we have a 9mm Luger. I'm going to see if it'll allow me to do something else. I'm going to pull 2 tabs up for this. It'll let me do it. Oh, I just picked rifle. I don't want rifle. I want pistol and revolver. Okay, so 45 auto is page 56. I'm going to go down to page 56. Okay, so on our 45 auto, here's our 45. Here at the base, we are 0.476. At the mouth, we're 0.473. So we have, hang on. We have a 0.003 difference between the mouth and the base. But now look at 9mm Luger. Last night we looked at this and we have an 11,000 difference, meaning the mouth of this case is 11,000 smaller than the base. So trying to make a carbide die where you have one ring fit both of those diameters is kind of a challenge. So I really prefer my full length die compared to that. But when we come here to oh well, I lost it. So the 45, you're going to have 0.003 difference. Oh, here's the 45. So at the 45, we're only going to have a 0.003 difference from the mouth to the base. So what's the moral of my story? The moral you guys didn't see that? Hang on. Well, where's my phone? Man, I'm losing it. Oh, here. It didn't share it last night? Hang on. I have no idea why. Let me try it again, okay? Okay, here we go. I'm now going into there's share screen. Okay. Are you guys seeing that? Are you seeing that? I see it. Jerry Bear sees it. Okay, let me see if this changes. Okay, I get you. So if I go here, huh, that's okay. We'll just abandon this. I didn't realize that. I thought you guys could see that last night, and I apologize. Well, okay. It's simply put this way. On the 9mm case, you're going to have a 10 thousandths, 11 thousandths difference between the mouth and the head of that case, the base of the case. Your 45 ACP, there's 3 thousandths. 41 Magnum, you have 1 thousandths. 357 Magnum, it's the same. So like on a 357 Magnum, if you're going to size that case, the mouth is the same as the base. So your resize die on a carbide ring, perfect. It's going to size the entirety of the case, and you got it. A 44 Magnum, there's a thousandths difference. One ring will do it all. But now we're starting to get into a 3 thousandths difference. The 45 ACP will do it, but some guys, they're struggling where, and I've experienced it, where you load 100 of those up and say, on your 45, you'll have more success than a 9mm, but you'll have some failures, right? The reason you have more failures with 9mm is you have a bigger difference between the base and the mouth, and it's higher pressure than a 45. The 45 is a lower pressure. So for our 45 auto, I'm going to show you how I set my dies up, and take what you want, leave what you don't. But it works. And I've been helping guys who have been struggling with this. When we get on the phone and I step them through this face-to-face real time, they totally get it. And they get back with me and they say, fixed. It's totally fixed. My problem's fixed. So here we go. Okay, I have 2 sets of dies. There's nothing in the description box below. I didn't have time to put it in. This set is the dual ring carbide set. Okay. This is the dual ring carbide. If you look in there, there's another ring. Those rings are set to, well, the mouth is 3 thousandths smaller diameter than the base. So those carbide rings in there, hang on, let me get a light. They're kind of set up to where they'll better fit your case. Okay. So you see the carbide ring to the back. It's slightly smaller than the one that's at the mouth of the die. All right. So the first set of dies that has our dual ring carbide die. The second set of dies, the dies are the same. It's just that on this die here, it's a full length, just like we were using last night. Okay? So here's the problem. We have this thing called variables. Some guys are using all new brass, same head stamp. Other guys are loading range cases. I do both. That's why I figured this out. If I take new brass and I run it through all my pistols, I can literally come back with this dual ring carbide die by Redding. I can load them up and I can go right back out and I can shoot them. No problem. None. Because I'm running just standard 45 ACP pressures, which 45 ACP is already a low pressure cartridge case. So I'm not doing much to these. The problem comes when you get range cases and you got guys out there shooting higher pressures in these cases and you end up with them. Well, now, because our case has a smaller diameter at the mouth than the base, we're trying to return it back to this when all reality we're ill-fitting it a little bit. So that's when we have to have a full-length die. Now, this is me personally. My preference is I just prefer to use a full-length die for all my semi-autos, period. It's because this is going to have cam over just like a rifle die, and it's going to touch 100% of the real estate of that case. So we have proper dimensions. This is going to return it back to a SAAMI spec. So we're going to do something. Let me do something I wasn't prepared to do, but I'll do it. This says 45 auto, but I accidentally dumped a bunch of 9mm in here. So let me find a 45 in here. I couldn't believe I did that. I was like, now why did I do that? Just so absent-minded. So this is a range case. I've only decapped it. I haven't done anything. I haven't resized it. I don't think I have. Let me check it. Yeah. Okay, this one's resized. Shame on me. Let me get one that's not resized. I got a 5-gallon bucket full of them here. I'll grab a few of these. Okay, as you can see, this hasn't been resized. It's not even primed. It doesn't fit. Let's take a measurement. What I would tell you is if you really want to turn it into a science and nail the bullseye with your reload, start measuring all your cases, your range cases, 0.473 at the mouth, 0.472. There's a thousandths difference, but keep in mind that mouth is kind of beat up, so it's not really anywhere near accurate. So what we're going to do, we're going to set the full-length die up and we're going to measure this, okay? But first, before we do that, I want to measure a couple of these. See if we can find a good example here. Okay, 0.471, 0.472. Got about a thousandths difference on that. 0.473. There we have a 0.003 difference on this one. If you look at this case, that's pretty perfect mouth. This one didn't get stepped on out there. So we have 0.475. Okay, 0.473. 0.470 to 71 is going to be the average off this. So we can see this has a bit of a cone shape to it, right? So now what we're going to do, I'm going to set up both of these dies. I want to set my carbide die up first. So this is our dual ring carbide, which is for carbide, it's a superior die. It's got the 2 carbide rings, so it's fantastic. So now what I'm going to do, let's reposition the camcorder so you're down there. You can see it. There. So for the dual ring carbide, we run the shell holder all the way up. And you don't want cam over on a carbide except when you're running a turret press. We do have to have cam over in the way that we tip the turret back so it's resting on that back arm. So I'm going to thread this in until we touch, like that. And now I'm going to put just enough cam over that it locks the turret back. That's all. So that's set. That die, it's set, right? So now I'm going to take the full length steel die. I'm going to run it down until I touch the shell holder. And now I'm going to put just enough cam over that it locks the turret back. And now, watching that set screw, I'm going to go about not quite an 1/8 more. Okay? I have both those set up. So now we have 2 dies that are going to work a little differently. They're kind of doing the same job, but they're really not. They're both resized dies, but this one has 2 rings. Think of a ring like would be on your finger. There's 2 rings. They're different diameter. The top ring is to size the mouth. The bottom is to size more of the base. This one is a steel die. It's milled out, and it matches our SAAMI specs. It's going to touch 100% of the real estate at the same time, okay? Now, this comes with a little bit of warning. On a 9mm, because we have 11 thousandths difference between the mouth and the base, you don't have to lube that. Whenever you're using a full-length steel die, you want to lube, but a 9 doesn't really matter. A 45, we've only got 3 thousandths. You might have to lube. You might. So if it's a little ornery, then lube. Okay. So I'm going to do this first one. I'm going to run this up into the carbide resized die, and let's see how we did. 0.465 and 7.1. There's 6 thousandths difference between the mouth of that case and the base. We got 7.1 and 6.5, and we fit. Take that same case, run it through the full length. Look at that. We now size that mouth down just a little more. Oh my gosh. we got it a little tighter from 7.1 to 6.3. Our steel die took that down a little more. Now let's just do something. Let's take this steel die and let's see what we do here. There's 6074. 6272. This tells us something. This dual ring carbide will size down, but the full length takes it down a little more, and the case has less spring back. My theory is the dual ring carbide actually sizes it down pretty close to what the steel die does, but it springs it back. And that's because on the dual ring carbide, you're not clamping it down. The steel die is touching all the real estate of that case all at once. So therefore, this doesn't crimp it. It doesn't smash it. It sizes it down and springs back. This bad boy, I'm there. That full-length die just sized that case. If you were to ask me, hi boy, which size die do you prefer? I would say the full-length steel for my semi-autos. Because now we're returning that case closer to its proper dimensions, okay? And guys, I gotta stop, and I'm gonna tell you why. 2 reasons. I mean, I'm not stopping. I'm just gonna eat something real quick. I apologize. I haven't had much to eat today. I've been running really hard, so hang on. What I'll do is I'll open this up as an opportunity for questions, okay? But beautiful Miss Highboy just brought me out some Papa Murphy's pizza. Oh yeah, and it's nice and hot, and I'm going to eat it. And some people, they don't like to eat in front of other people, but there's something about me and Walter. We will eat in front of other people. I've ate with Walter right here, and he'll eat in front of you. So sorry you guys don't have pizza like this, but and my wife puts extra cheese on it. Any questions so far? My comments are all locked up. There we go. We got AR gun 1776. Beveled glass. How you doing there, Swan? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work with one hand. Now listen very carefully to me. Your dies, you guys hear me say this, what's the most important step in the process of reloading? It's case prep. Seating the bullet isn't the most important step. Crimping isn't the most important step. It's your case prep. And I'll make that statement on social media. And some guy will say, well, no, your pressures have more to do with accuracy than your case prep. Yeah, they do. So when you're sizing your case, you want to get that proper. But if you don't, you're, put it this way, if your case won't chamber, we never got a chance to get accuracy. It's got a chamber, right? Another thing, get your dies clean. That's a big deal. Man, I sometimes like I'll be facing with someone because their Dylan won't work, and their dies are a disaster. They're filthy. They don't clean them. How many of you guys clean your dies? Pizza grease works great for case lube. Darn right it does. How many of you clean your dies? I know. How often do you clean your dies? I appreciate you guys letting me eat. I was starting to get a little shaky, and I think my wife knew that. Oh my gosh, Andy said it. He cleans after each load session. Walter, I know he cleans his. Info Brother Shotgun Cleaner. You guys want to see how I clean my dies? I got a weird way, but weird is good. I could do it. I need 3 yeses, and I will clean these dies, and I'll show you. Tony C after 1,000 rounds. I'll show you how I clean my dies if you want to see this. On your Dillons, I get it. Progressive machine, you're going. 1,000 rounds, I don't have a problem with that. Michael wants to see me how I clean my dies. I need 2 more yeses or I won't do it. Calvin Noble, yes, he wants to see it. Beveled Glass says yes. Mac, yes. Oh my gosh, we got a lot of yeses. Let's do it. I'm game. I'm not ready to do it, but I can do it. Well, you guys want to see how I clean my dies? We're going to clean some dies. If you just saw how I set these dies up, that's the biggest part of case fit right there. Beveled glass after you eat. No, that's okay, brother. I got something in my belly. Okay, that's mine. Okay, I'm going to move you. Mmm. Mmm. Okay. Bear with me while I get set up. Have a Coke. Have a pizza. Take a couple of minutes. Tell your wife you love her. This little piece you can purchase off Redding's website. That's a brass patch holder. This is from Montana Extreme. Chuck it up in your drill. Aha, little mothers. I'm not going to use that mothers in the way that you think. So don't do nothing with that yet. Little bore solvent. Some cleaning patches. These are Montana Extreme. They're the thick cotton. Let me turn the overhead light on so you got better light. Okay, I'm almost there. Speed wax. Wonder what that's for. Okay, let me drink some cola and we're gonna roll. This is my carbide ring die. I'm gonna remove the lock rings. This is how I've arrived at this. It's really cool. It's really cool. Okay. Let me grab my, I always got a polishing rag here. When you do this, use the dirty part. That's the polish. That's the scrubs part. This McGuire's, you will not put inside of the dies. That's a no. We're not rehoning the inside of the dies, but I am going to show you this. If you take this and you put it on the outside of your dies, now you're noticing all I'm doing is on the outside. How I arrived at this is I like to listen to my audio Bible. So one day I was like, hey, I'm going to clean my dies up with this. I did a revolver with this McGuire's and I did this. So what you do is you let that dry. And using the same dirty black, you're going to do this. Just bear with me. It's a beautiful thing, which you're going to see in a second. You're saying, hi, boy, why are you doing that? I'll tell you why. I had a die that was starting to rust. I put this Mothers on there. It took the rust off, and it didn't rust anymore. It's like this Mothers put this like little protective coating on it. And so if you just do this periodically, kind of keeps your dies nice and clean. So now take a piece of the cloth it doesn't have that the black on it, all you're going to do is polish these down. And the more you do it, the more that's going to shine like a diamond. It'll polish it. After cleaning your dies, after a few months, all of a sudden they'll all look like a diamond. They will. Just don't do the inside, and I'll show you how I do the inside. Okay, so I'm going to pull my expander stem out. They're brand new. I'm going to pull my seat stem out. When you put your stems in, make sure you return them to the correct die body. Okay, that's how I clean the outside of the dies. If I get a little rust on there, I just want to clean them up. Now, next. This is brass. It will not hurt your dies. If you're using Montana Extreme, try to have some ventilation. I don't have any ventilation. If I open my doors, the light will throw it off. You guys can't see what I'm doing. It's just some solvent on there. All you're doing is cleaning that. You don't want to put any mothers in that because you're not trying to change the inner diameter of that resize die. See how dirty it is? It's filthy. When I first started doing these to my dies, this was double filthy. Double filthy, okay? So now, I'm going to take a patch. And now, boys and girls, that's the bomb. I bought this from Mark Hasmanek, and I called him. He says, funny, I use this on my dies too, just like this. Here's my steel die. There's my carbide. It's not going to really do much for the carbide. Carbide's so hard. Now, you notice how my threads are dark? Aha. Aha. Watch this. Like, man, hi boy. What are you doing there, hi boy? What are you going to show me? Well, you know, you get this at Reading. It's the convenience pack. You know the charger for the media? You got a little graphite. You don't have to do this every time. Graphite's like a natural lubricant. These dies are gonna just be sweet. That's way too much. That's way too much. But I'm making a video. It's just for illustration. You're seeing, and oh, you can put a little thread, graphite on these threads, and I already have, so I don't have to worry about it. I've already done that. So now, get my threads back on there, or my lock rings back on there. There's my seat and my seat. Make sure you wipe these down. I would say I clean these probably every other time, but the big one is the resides. You want to keep that cleaned out. So that's how I clean my dies. And that's funny. The more you clean them off like that, the shinier they're going to get. Like after 4 or 5 times of cleaning, you look at it, it'll look like a mirror on there. But let me see if I can get a light on this now. Very nice. Those dies are clean. That's how your dies should be. Okay. Nice and clean, not a bunch of junk up there. So now what do you say we do this? I'm going to go ahead and return these dies to the die box, and we're going to go set these up and set them up so we're dimensionally correct on our cases, and we'll be good to go. Now, it doesn't matter to me how you clean your dies, just clean your dies. That's just, you know, we all do things different. Just don't put the mothers on the inside of the die. You're not looking to hone. You don't want to take anything off the inside of the dies because, you know, that's machined to a particular diameter. You don't want to change that. So, oh, you want to see the products I just used? I am so sorry. Yeah. So first off, I used the mothers. Only use that on the outside of the die. Don't use that on the stem. The stems you can use rubbing alcohol, just as easy. Okay. Don't put oil on the stems. You got oil. Don't do that. Okay. For my solvent, right there, Montana Extreme. Have a door or a window open. When you put that on the inside of your full-length die, oh, that baby is going to just slip right through there. It's really nice. It is. Me and Mark had a talk on the phone, and I didn't know he used his for that, and we both arrived there at the same time. And then this is the convenience pack by Reading. When you This is part of your case lube pack. Just go to Redding's website, buy both of those together, and while you're there, get the Imperial sizing die wax. Okay? So you notice one thing I want to say though, don't get any gun oil around your dies. That's why I'm using this to lube the threads. All right. Name of the game: keep the rust off your dies, and then keep them clean for proper use. So now I'm only going to work with one die. And that's my full length die. This is my die set. I'll let you write that number down. It's 80189. 80189. Okay. If all you're ever going to do is shoot brand new cases, you can get the dual ring carbide. Well, like me, I'm getting cases from the range. Let's go ahead and get this set up with the full length die so I can size anything I run into. Now, this is where my universal decap would go. By the way, I have a universal decap from FW Arms on the way, and I'll be showing you that. We got some lineman equipment coming. I got some FW Arms, and so I had a little bit of a budget, and I said, hey, I want to try some new things. So hang tight. Here's our full length die. It doesn't have carbide. You're not going to hurt it. Run your shell holder up. Now let's lower you down so you can see what's going on. And let me shut that light off in the back because it's blinding. There. So now, put the shell holder up, run this die all the way down until you make contact. Once you make complete contact, you're going to drop the shell holder. Turn this just enough that we tilt the turret back where it needs to be. Okay, right about there. You can feel it. And now I'm going to add just a little more cam over. That's where I need to be. I think I got a little too much. You're not looking to stress the turret press. Once you have that, now we can tighten that lock ring down. Now, our cases. I'm working with new Starline cases, and I got to tell you this. I'm a big sell on this because when you have new cases, you can match them to your pistols. You can keep your pressures moderately low, so you're not going to be stressing your cases and oversizing them when you shoot them. So they're going to size more consistently on your reload, so you're going to have better chamberings out of them. And the other thing is you don't have to worry about the military crimp ring. That's a big deal, okay? Now, a new case. You always size your new cases. And man, let me tell you something. This feels good. When that die is clean and you have that slick stuff from Lucas in there, oh yeah, it's nice. Got to try that Lucas stuff, and it's a good wax. I traded on just a part of my truck, and man, I was like, holy smokes, that worked too easy. Waxes have come a long way. So I'm going to just resize all 10 of these Starline cases. So on your new cases, yes, absolutely, make sure you size them. Now, make sure that if you're using previously fired cases on your full-length die, make sure they're clean. You can run dirty cases through a carbide. You are not going to hurt the carbide. It just gets dirty and gunky, that's all. As a matter of fact, it'll get so dirty it'll scratch the cases and you'll ruin the cases. But on a full length, you want to make sure they're clean, okay? Okay. I'm just looking at comments there. Hasta long. What's oh. Hey brother, that's rude. I bought the I bought it with my own money, brother. We don't need the rudeness, you know. I don't need that. The funny thing is, I'm willing to help anyone, but you start, you know, throwing things like cork sniffer out there or whatever, you know, you can go bye-bye. And, you know, there we go. Guys like that can just go. So, all right. So, and then the great thing about guys like that, if you want to come on my channel and put the gloves on, I got gloves. I love to put the gloves on. I love it. So get a hold of me, groundzeroloading@gmail.com. I'll be glad to arrange that. Let's have a smackdown. Yeah, you know, piss my ass off. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. I'm running out of room here. That's okay. So anyway, back to this. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put our expander die in. And this is how, especially if you're new to reloading, okay? Take this seat stem and remove it all the way out. You guys know something? That is why I need Jesus in my life. If it wasn't for Jesus, I would have lost my temper a lot worse a long time ago. Okay. Okay. So, okay, on your expander, go ahead and remove your expander stem all the way out, set it aside, and you're going to set this die up just like you did the full length. Shell holder all the way up, die body all the way down. Once you touch that, go ahead and drop the shell holder, get a little cam over. Just enough cam over. Our turret's tilting back. We're locked out. There we go. And then you can drop things like that. I have a remark I'm going to make about the All-American 8 at the end here, and you'll like it. You will respect me for what I'm about to say, okay? So, now what we're going to do, we're going to take our expander. Take your expander stem and just get it started. Now we're going to take the case that we've resized, run it up in. We're going to run the seating stem down until we can feel that. Now what we're doing is we're entering the mouth of that case. Drop the shell holder. And I'm going to run this down. And now we got to stop. Take a case that you've already resized and measure it for the diameter. We got 0.465, okay? 0.465. For this bullet we're running on a plated or a jacketed bullet, we're going to expand about, say, 11 or 12 thousandths over right in there. But because this is a thousandths larger cast, we're going to go somewhere 12 to 13, maybe 14. So in remembering this, 666, we're going to go to 0.480, maybe 79, right in that ballpark, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to keep adjusting this down, increasing the expansion on the mouth of that case till we get somewhere around 479 or 480. Okay. If it seems like it's going slow, just be patient. It's better to sneak up and nail it than to go fast and overshoot it, which, trust me, I've done. Ask me how I know. Four, 7, 9. Just be patient and get it right where you want it. Once you get the mouth expanded, take one of the bullets, just see how easily it slips into the mouth of the case. Okay, there we go. Now once we're there, take the same case that you just expanded the mouth on, run it up and tighten that smaller lock ring down, okay? We got it. Now what we're ready to do, and I'm going to have to remove this die. Hang on. Oh, killed the case, killed the case. All right. This is for my 7.62 by 39. Hey, Walter, have a good day, brother. He's going shooting. Lucky devil. That's where I'm going tomorrow. I'm hitting the desert. We're going to have fun. 9 mil, 45, 7.62 by 39, and some 223. All right. So now that we've got our resize and we've got our expander die set up, now we are ready for our seat die. Go ahead and take your lock ring all the way to the top. On our seat die, we want to set it up so we're not crimping. Run your shield holder all the way up. Once we're there, pick a spot on your die, back it out 2 turns. Okay, now we're going to take a case that we've resized, but we haven't expanded. Run it all the way up, and now we're going to run this die down just until we touch that case. Just like that. Once you touch the case, back it off. And I'll once again pick that spot on your die and back it off about 1/8. Remember something. on your expander or your seat die, the further you back that die off, the harder it is to get your cartridge overall length for some cartridges. So remember, only back this off minimal so you're not crimping. Okay. So now what we're going to take our bullet. Oh, I better get it into the right one. Get our case on there that we've expanded the mouth on. There's our bullet. Hang on, I gotta get some light here, guys. Hang on. Okay, so there's our bullet. Now we're gonna run it up into the die. And you'll feel that expanded mouth dragging on the die body. Now we're gonna run this seat stem down till we feel it make contact with that bullet. Now we're going to drop the ram down. We're going to seat this, and our seat depth, cartridge overall length, is going to be 1.270. I greatly went over it. And it is because I'm using my digital. I gauge it with my dial. Totally. I totally gauge it with my dial. Okay, hang on. Let me take another case. Yeah, 41 thousandths to go. So I watch my dial as I'm turning my stem. That's how I do that. I got 15 thousandths to go. Three thousandths. Ta-da. There we go. So now once we have our seat depth, run that same cartridge case up into the die, tighten your die body lock ring down. Now we're ready for our crimp. And the crimp's easy. Oh, hang on. Wrong one. All right. On your crimp die, this one's the easy one. Go ahead, run our bullet all the way up, our cartridge. Run this down. Once we make contact like that, you see we have a little wiggle on that die. Drop it down, turn it just a little, drop it down. Watch that set screw. You see this set screw? Watch how far I turn it each time. See? I can just barely feel it. Little movement. Okay. I got a little wiggle there, not much. Okay, I got rid of my, no more wiggle. I'm solid. Now watch that set screw. Turn it about an eighth. Okay, a little more. I want a little more because I can feel it right there. I'm done. That's it, no more. Now, on your crimp, if you find out that that's not a good enough crimp, go an eighth more and no more, okay? So now, if I take this, and I'm going to say this with a little bit of a warning, this should chamber. If that does not chamber, sometimes it's because on that bullet, because it's a thousandth larger diameter, because you keep trying to seat it further and further and further, it begins buckling the case. So right now, if this does not chamber, do another dummy round with one stroke of the bullet into the case, and more than likely it will fit. And the cases that will bite you are cases that have been shot multiple times. They're a little weak on the sidewall. So in other words, when you're setting your seat stem up and you have to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it until you get that seat depth just right, it kind of buckles the case. It ruins your head spacing and your proper case dimensions. It ruins that. So once you have this set up with the proper cartridge overall length, take another case, seat the bullet with one stroke, and then crimp it, and more than likely it will fit in your case gauge. That's how you do it, okay? Rare Berrien, good to see you there, buddy. So, all right, that's it. Guess what's all that's left is priming and powder, and that's never the problem. That's the part that everyone gets, you know. Well, there's a few things they can do to like, you know, better that, what have you. But for the most part, that's the easy part. Okay. So, any questions? Any questions on any of that? Haha. We're always loading pistol. Well, not always. I'm getting ready to be doing some 223 here in another month or so. So get ready. I have a 40. I just haven't done it. I haven't seen those. I've heard about it, but I couldn't tell you anything about that die. Well, there we go. We're styling. So we got 9mm last night. We got 45 today. I just hope this gets everyone pointed in the right direction. And we've been cleaning some dies on this. So thanks, Reb. Thank you very much. Okay, I want to talk about the lineman. First off, I started a Facebook group, and if you're on Facebook, go to Lyman Reloaders and Shooters. I don't have any pictures up yet. If you have Lyman equipment of any kind and you want to send a picture to me on Facebook, send it. I'm looking for a picture to put up on that group. I don't trim pistol brass. I don't. Okay, what is the difference in using a digital scale in measuring your case length? I'll talk about, I think you're talking about, Knox Spectre, thank you so much. Okay, so We got a question by Calvin Noble. When you say digital scale, do you mean caliper? We got a dial caliper and a digital. Are you asking about those? The digital and the dial, I like the dial because I always do the math while I go on how far. I always know about how far to turn my seat stem in the ways of what degrees mean, or I mean thousandths of an inch. In my mind, I know how many thousandths of an inch a turn's worth, and so when I see it on the dial, my mind just grabs it easier. Well, you can do it with digital. I've always used dial, so I'm just used to dial. That's all. Hey, Lev, well, you have a good day. Another thing about calipers, an inexpensive set versus an expensive set. An expensive set, you won't have to check zero as much. Their repeatability is more consistent than an inexpensive set. That's pretty much all, okay? Okay, so I've had some guys saying, well, you know, they're excited on bringing the lineman on and they want to see it and all. But I'll tell you guys, I wanted the lineman right away when I saw it. When I was on the fence, I had heard about it. I looked at one, but my thing was on the lineman is it was just so new. I didn't want to bring something onto the channel and have any influence either way until it'd been on the marketplace for a while. Just out of courtesy to everyone, I thought, you know, I think I'll wait till this gets some track record. Kind of like they've got that FX10. Man, when I saw that thing coming out, I'm already kind of saving my money for it. Frankfurt Arsenal has that new FX10, you know, and but I thought, you know what? I'm not gonna I don't want to be like the first to get it and start using it. I want to see what, you know, what his track record's going to be like, and you know, is it really something I would want to buy? You know, that's the first thing. If I'm going to buy a piece of equipment for my channel, I want to make sure it's something that I would buy. You know, but the other things, just because I would buy it doesn't mean I need to influence anyone on it. To me, it doesn't matter what anyone loads on. You just have what you like. You know, this guy that I banned off here, you know, this jackwagon, you know, calls me a cork sniffer, you know, whatever that's supposed to mean, you know. So in other words, because let's see, if I had one of every press, and I told you one of every press was really great, you know, I don't know. I just run what I like. Kind of like it's my shop. I just want to run what I like and what is my comfort level. Past that, I don't care what anyone loads, right? Here's the problem with the FX10. It's not made in the United States. You know, that means a lot to me. Yeah, I guess he doesn't. He does now. He's not around anymore. You know, I kind of like to stick with as much American made as I can. You know, that's my heart. It's our country, you know, so that's what I do. That's, you know, yeah, it's made in China. So I don't know. I'll just have to think about that, you know. Anyway, all right. So I was a live stream. I didn't plan on cleaning the dies. I hope some of you found that helpful, but mostly I don't clean my dies as much as I should, that I like to. So I've just developed a way that's kind of easy and fast, and it makes them look good at the same time. So yeah, Uncle Milty, he says that's a deal breaker. That is kind of a deal breaker for me, you know. Wow, Echo's Reloading. The only problem I have with Frankfurt Arsenal is their customer service is non-existent. That's not the first time I've heard that. I'm not. I don't want to be a bully pulpit. They're probably a great company, but I just don't want to get something and influence people to buy it. Then they can't get no help with it, you know. Hey, Chico Wise, man, it's good to see you, brother. It's really good to see you. Well, I pretty much think that's all I got, guys. And I think we're going to wind it down. We got 32 on. I want to thank everybody. And God bless. I hope everybody has a good day. And it's just glad to have you all. So, well, but here's the thing, Michael. That's a true statement. But that's a reflection of what Americans' hourly rate is. You know, think about it. It is providing jobs for people in America, right? And he says Frankfurt Arsenal. Any issue I've ever had, they fixed or replaced it. There you go. Jerry Bear Taxer, he says the same. You know, I don't know enough about that company. You know, I've heard people say they don't have good customer service, but I know they're a great company. They've been around a long time, you know. Thank you, Marty Mac. So, yeah, I love the Lee products. I do. I don't know how they can produce such a quality product at the price point they do. You know, people, they knock Lee, but I love Lee. I really do. I don't have any problem with the products they make. Chico Wise, RCBS, in my experience, has great customer service. Thank you, Echo. I appreciate it. Well, look, here's the deal. I'm going to wind it down. I'm going to see what my wife's doing and getting hot in the garage here. So I hope everyone has a good day. I got tomorrow off. And so I hope you have a good week. God bless everybody. And so I want everyone to type. What are we going to type? I know, other than me, not me, what's your favorite YouTube channel? Put it up there. What's your favorite YouTube channel, right? My favorite YouTube channel is AR Gun 1776. No, it's Echo's Reloading Chamber. No, it's Chico Wise. No, it's Walter Bunning. What's your favorite? Come on. You're welcome, Michael. Bevel Glass says Walter. Tim McDonald, thank you very much. Make sure you come back, Tim. So Bevel Glass says Walter. MacMan 39 Reloading says Walter. Walter does a great job. Jerry Bear Tactical says Jerry Bear Tactical. Absolutely. And I like Handy. They're all my favorites. Critter 98, Red Poppy, or Arms Family. Marty Mac says Walter. Nathan Shook, Honest Outlaw. Never heard of that guy. Uncle Milty, Can't Choose One. Reloader 762. Everyone on my channel list. There you go. Chico Wise, Georgia boy, 4-4 is mine. Thanks for sharing. Hi boy. Oh, thank you very much. Reb Tight Reef. Hi boys, Echo, Walter, ARs, just too many to list. We got a lot of good channels. We do. Because that's what I would have said, every one of them. Or April Wickerson, I don't know who that is. Michael says, good luck, America. That's right. They all have something to offer, huh, Andy? Calvin, you're too nice. Hi, Reloading. Thank you. Tony C, hi boy, thank you. All right, so here we go. I want to thank you guys. Look forward to, I should be having another live stream next week. I don't think I got anything going, so I will hopefully get that posted. And so here we go. We are out in 3, 2, 1. We'll see you guys on the next.